This is the complete book of Farmyard Tales, and this is a family favorite. It's a nice thick book. It comes with a CD that narrates all the stories, and it's actually kind of fun to listen to when you're driving in your car. It has a bookmark, 20 different stories, and what's really cool is it has this map in here, and this map shows all the different places that the stories take place. And here's the first story. It's considered a dual reader, so the top is simpler text around the first grade reading level, and the bottom is a little bit more complicated around the second grade reading level. On every page there's a hidden duck that your child can find, and if you are running short on time, you know it's bedtime, you're tired, you can just read the top line of every page and the story is going to make complete sense. So this is definitely a family favorite and we love it. I am a huge fan of Usborne's illustrated stories. This one is Fairytales, and so it has a variety of different fairy tales in it. The illustrations are gorgeous. The language that they use in each of these stories is great. There's a variety of other illustrated stories as well. There's a myths one, one's for boys, one for girls, Aesop stories, Shakespeare, lots and lots of different kinds. So I strongly recommend these illustrated stories. I think they're very well made. This is Big Book of Big Animals, and I absolutely love Usborne's big books. They have these giant flaps that make everything inside really big, and there are wonderful pockets of information, so it's not too overwhelming for the kids. And there are also lots of other big books. They have sea creatures, big machines, and trucks, and bugs, so definitely a wide variety of big books. This book is called A Squirrel's Tail, and I think this is an absolute must for little kids. There's also a similar one that has a mouse in it, but you take the squirrel and you go along the dotted line, and there are spots on each page for the squirrel to go through, and there is a storyline to go along with it. And as you can see, he goes through the holes on each of these pages and pops out on the other one. This book is called Secrets of the Apple Tree, and there's actually another one called Secrets of the Seashore. And this is a really neat book because you can read it and look at the pictures, but then you use a flashlight and shine it through the back of the page, and more things start to appear in the picture. I'll show you another page here. So I really like how neat and creative this book is. Here is one of Usborne's white clean books. This one is called First Numbers. Each of the books come with a marker, and when you open up the page you can write on the book, and the marker easily erases. As I'm flipping through the pages, you can see that they're really cute pictures, bright and colorful and fun and engaging. Usborne also has several other different white clean books. They have numbers and alphabets and math and dot to dot and mazes. So these are super fun for the kids to have. Usborne has a variety of pullback and wind-up stories. There is a ladybug one, and there is a tractor one, and a bunch of others. And there's a little bit of a story that goes along with it, and you can see the story continues along the tracks. You take the train, pull it back, put it on the track, and off it goes. Usborne has a wonderful collection of picture books for children. Here's one of them. This one's called Jonathan James and the What If Monster. And this is a very cute story about a little boy who's afraid to do things because he's thinking, you know, what if something bad happens? So that's kind of where the what if monster comes in. And by the end of the story, he starts thinking, well, what if something good happens when I try these things? So this is a very fun, neat, and encouraging book. This is one of Usborne's phonics readers, and this one is very cute. It's called Bee Makes Tea, and it's a cute little story about a bee making tea and preparing for the Queen's birthday party. This is Usborne's Lift the Flap word book, and I think this is a great book for kids who are learning how to read. So there's pictures and words that they need to match. So for example, you flip this one and it says jump, and then you come down here and the child can practice reading the word jump and check to make sure that their answer is right, and they can see a little girl jumping down there. So this is a very cute book and great for kids learning how to read. Here's an example of one of Usborne's Lift the Flap books. This one's about sharks. And I really love how colorful the illustrations are. The flaps are really fun as well. And I also find that there's a good amount of information in these Lift the Flap books without being too overwhelming for the little ones. And it also has some fun little speech bubbles in them as well. Here are a few of Usborne's nonfiction beginner books. These are a little bit simpler than some of the other ones. These have beautiful illustrations, beautiful photographs, and provide a great amount of information without being too overwhelming. And at the end of these books is a website that you can go to where you can find out more information about the topic, and it links you to other websites, and those are safe because they're monitored by Usborne. This is Usborne's Stories for Little Boys. I'll give you a little peek on the inside. Here's the table of contents. And this book has a few classic stories, kind of simplified, with wonderful illustrations to go along with it. Here's our book, Cuddle Bear, and there's actually a Cuddle Bear stuffed animal that you can buy as well. This is a very cute book that talks about whether you're feeling lonely or sad. Cuddle Bear is here to give you a hug, and it doesn't matter if you're big or tall or small, that he will still give you a hug. So it's a very cute, very darling book.